Hey there, everyone. This is Yui. Welcome back to FTB Inferno. This is going to be a short-ish video about disenchanting stuff in storage automatically because I want to clean up storage and I really don't feel like streaming today, but that's what I'm going to do. So let's get to it. So the Evil Craft Purifier, that's the main block here. This will disenchant items. You put an item in, give it a look right here, and it'll disenchant it. So we're going to set up, well, I'll show you kind of what I have, and we're going to add to this automation. Blooks, they're easy, just throw them in the blood infuser. So I've got that. I've upgraded this one. So it's going decently fast. If you need them faster, time in a bottle. Look at it go. All right, let's talk before that. You need blood. Lots and lots and lots of blood. We currently are using a bee for this, whatever it's called, the blood bee, I believe it is. They're set up inside here. All their drops get exported into these four, they're not cauldrons, centrifuges. These will separate the honeycomb and spit out the honey into either the blood tank, specifically the blood bee. Here, we look at the uses of honeycomb. We'll make blood. So that gets piped out into a drawer, and then it'll also make the little dried shards. Where'd it go? Honeycomb, right here, these shards. These shards you can melt down to make more blood, so that's what I've got. Got it exporting into a melter powered by blazes, which are right over there, just constantly making blazing blood. So this will never run out. And that just extra more blood. That's all it is. Blood from the honeycomb, blood from the shards, all gets piped into this drawer, then into the center chest. Tank. It's a tank. Anyways, that's my blood supply. Currently, there's no good supply of paper and leather set up. So that's why I just kind of have a bunch set up, just in case. And if this pauses, it's not going to be the end of the world. But here's what you're going to need. So the concept is going to rely on the storage actuator. So get yourself a stable wormhole. Don't pick these things up. You'll crash your game. And as you can see inside of here, we'll have a butt ton of random equipment. Well, if we sort it the other way. There, all this garbage. And some of it is actually very useful enchants. And some not so much. But what we're going to do is just kind of automate that. We've got a basic automation here. All this is doing here with the laser IO is extract enchanted book. One, that's it. And then throw it into the enchantment library. So all of our enchants that get thrown into storage, they go in here. Oh, never mind. I know what that is. That is the ender chest I had on top of this thing before I swapped it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to need a couple chutes and a couple attribute filters from Create. Smart chutes specifically. And so what we can do is we can throw this up here. We can create a filter. I've already got a filter underneath. I'll show you that filter first. So we need to handle input, which is going to be this chute. And then output, which is this chute plus this pipe. Why this pipe? Because we'll show you in a second. So chute pulls items out. However, I don't want all items to come out. So the easiest way to set this up is here. We can just delete it. Grab a block. So the problem with the chute is if you put anything in it, including a block, it'll just get sucked right out. Oh, some of them from crafting. Here we go. So we need to set up a filter for the chutes, which is going to be add reference. Any enchanted item will work. So we want to know, is it enchanted? We'll add that to the list. In fact, we're going to do that for both. And then, is it part of Evilcraft? And then we're going to say, those are the things you cannot pull. So we're swapping this. It should be allow by default. Switch it to deny. That is what we're pulling out. So then in theory, if this guy is set up correctly, if we put a book in there, it stays. If I put my sword in there, it stays. If I put something that is not enchanted and not part of Evilcraft, like my clipboard, it'll get pulled out right away. It's gone. And that'll be in storage. Thank you. That just sets up to an ender chest, which we have for importing. That's not important. However you get it back to storage is up to you. Now, the problem is our claws. Claws. I think I've already... Nope, never mind. There's still a few. And see, this shifting right here, this is exactly why I want to disenchant everything. So I can stop this annoyingness. Claws are part of Evilcraft. So if you throw a claw in there, well, specifically a claw that's not enchanted after it's done, like this one, if we if we take this out, try that again. There. Oh, well, claws are part of the thing. So, let's take this filter out for a minute. We'll put that one in, let it disenchant that. And here, apparently there's more on there, so go ahead and disenchant it again. There, see, it stays in there because it's part of blood magic, or Evilcraft. That's why I have a pipe set up to also extract using the data filter, so it doesn't pull out everything, it'll only pull out the basic ones that have no enchants on it. And so that's the two ways of getting items out. Now what we need to do is get items in. I am using a combination of laser IO, and now will be create. So if we go back to this other attribute filter, put in another enchanted item, and we'll say is enchanted, add attribute. Add any, allow, it doesn't matter because we're only doing one, so any is fine. And now if I pick up this wormhole, which is linked to my storage actuator, throw this on top here, will either crash the server or it will start exporting any enchanted item into this chest. Doesn't care what it is, as long as it's enchanted, it'll go in here, which means then it'll spit it down here. Now is where we get to the tricky part, because I don't know enough about laser IO to do this better. There might be a way. I just don't know it. So what I have here is, on this chest, I store the blocks. And yeah, so as they finish, I'll just grab them manually, throw them over here. I guess you could do an exporter with an ender chest, however you want to do it, it doesn't matter. I've got an input for blocks. That's all that card is. Extract 1. But the difference is I have this set to a redstone. On channel 1 specifically. Whichever channel you want to use, go for it. Channel 0 is just as valid, but it has to be high redstone. And what I've got here is a generic insert card. This is nothing special. Just throw a card in there and that's its default state. The other card, however, and we'll probably need more, so I'll grab my card holder, is set to sensor. So to set these up, throw in a card. We're going to switch this over to sensor. Or is good. we'll need a basic item filter. I have one. Basic filter. Throw it in here. And then, now is where it gets annoying. We're going to have to populate this with the items that can basically appear in this cauldron. I know right now it's doing netherite knives. So it doesn't matter where I add this, because I have 2 of them. So I'm going to fill this one up first. You put it in there. And with that combination, set it to, hang on. Set it to redstone channel 1 is what I'm using. Whatever channel you're using, that's what you set it to. Ignore NBT. Have that checked. And that card is technically ready to go. Oh. It was on ignore. There we go. So there. So now any knife that goes in there will just automatically disenchant. And then it's a rinse and repeat process. So long fall boots. I know there's going to be a bunch of them anyway, so just grab it, throw it in the sensor. So you might need multiple sensors. The idea is basically, if you don't have the sensor here, what it'll do is it'll fill, there's 2 slots here, and it doesn't really show you, but there's 1 slot where the item goes, and then like this fake slot where the block goes. You can barely see the block, but if you hold shift with, what is that? The 1 probe at the top, you'll see the traveler's boots in there. If you don't have the sensor, it'll put a block there, and then it'll lock it up so you can't put the equipment in there. So that's why I'm doing it this roundabout way, where basically I'm saying if there's an item in there first, then add the block, and then it works perfectly fine. Ideally, what I want to say is basically if the purifier is not empty, add a block. But I don't know how to do that, and I don't know if there's a nicer way to do that other than saying, hey, is this item present? Yes. Toggle the sensor. No, then just leave it alone. But that's it. So I'm going to babysit this for a while. Like, here we go. Ancient. Throw it in. We can throw it in this one. It doesn't matter. And eventually, I'll either run out of blocks, which is the most likely going to happen, or it'll disenchant everything, which is, there's too much garbage in there for it to disenchant right now. So I'm going to have to set up a sugarcane farm and do all that fun stuff. But it'll start disenchanting stuff. And like I said, that is just an ender chest. What happens to that one is it comes down here, gets imported into our system, which then priority is pretty high on the storage actuator. I have another wormhole here. Even higher for the storage drawers, so if it can go into a drawer, it can. It will, otherwise it goes in there. And as a very last-ditch resort, it'll go into the colony warehouse, which has room. But then if we come back over here, basically the books, we watch this for a second, the books will come in here. Don't make me look crazy here, right there, and then it'll go right out and end up in here. So that's my setup. I don't have auto crafting set up for the blocks yet, but hopefully that helps someone, because I'm getting really tired of all this garbage gear and storage and just want to take care of it. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.